Hey there, Attack on Titan fans! Welcome back to another episode of the Attack on Titan After Show on AFTERBUZZ TV. Today we are doing a special Season 2 recap with a few very special guests. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin!
I will never not be hyped by this song!
So, you know I'm going to get distracted when they do the one scene. Like, you know that I will forever distracted by that scene.
The song is in her heart, Alexis.
I know! I have pledged my heart.
I also get really distracted by the life alerts, red things that are happening in their chests.
Yeah, but it's so beautiful. Well, let's
Oh,
not
my phone, I can't get up.
Let's not waste any time.
Too
Hello,
late.
Attack on Titan fans. Welcome back. We are here talking about the entirety of Season 2 here on this special. I'm Megan Salinas. You guys can tweet at me at the Menguin. That's TheMenguin. Let me go ahead and introduce my fantastic panel. To my left, the lovely Alexis Torres.
Hey everybody, you guys can find me all over the interwebs, and yes, I said interwebs, at atorres890.
To her left, the lovely Katie Cullen.
Seriously, you always get to me right at the scene. And I'm always just like, but that's all though. Hi, my buddies. You can find me all over the social medias at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet.
And joining us in studio, in person, are two very, very special guests. The voice of Mikasa Ackerman, Trina Nishimura.
I got a woo from Bryce.
And the voice of Eren Yeager, Bryce Papenbrook.
There you go. I like it.
And who are you?
Yeah, I already introduced myself at the very beginning. Did you? Yeah, I did.
Okay. So did I.
Just keep it going. Keep introducing people.
Just
That's the whole hour.
It's just going to be going round and round this table. But for those of you guys watching live, we are going to be keeping an eye on the hashtag ABTVTitan on Twitter. And Alexis has you guys on the live chat.
Yeah, I do.
In case you guys have any questions for our fantastic guests.
Yeah.
So, guys, we've had a few weeks to sort of marinate on the season as a whole.
Well,
It hasn't made it any less traumatizing.
that has not changed.
But because we have our wonderful guests in studio, we want to know, guys, what did you guys think of Season 2? Now that taking a step back and looking at it as a whole.
I mean, for me, I was just happy that it was finally here. It's been amazing. It was such an anticipated and long-awaited thing. And don't get me wrong, I think that the way the Japanese did it and the reasons for the delays and everything else were totally valid. And I mean, the work speaks for itself. It's beautiful and well constructed. The characters are amazing. The writing's amazing. The animation's amazing.
Yeah.
So like anything Season 2 related, I'm like, it was amazing.
Totally worth the wait.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jinx.
And thank goodness we won't have to wait as long for Season 3.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
goodness.
Whew.
Way better.
So happy about that. It was just like we wanted it so bad to come back, and we had Attack on Titan Junior High to kind of hold us off, which we thought of as Attack on Titan Muppet Babies. So it was really fun, but it's not the same as the Attack on Titan. So it was awesome being able to play our characters again.
Totally.
Yeah, to kind of get back to it. So yeah, you guys did sort of have those kind of supplementary materials to sort of kind of tide you over. And I imagine because all of that has come out, returning to these characters, it wasn't really like reacquainting yourself with an old friend. I imagine it was just sort of have still been in it for a long time.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's still been a long time since I've been that version of Eren, but I kind of amped myself up before the season and rewatched Season 1. So yeah, I jumped right back into it very quickly.
I think all of it's so crazy to me that Bryce and I didn't actually meet until after Season 1 had finished recording, and we met once in the booth for an extra, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then to become friends, we actually had to travel across the world to Australia, and
Yes.
we became friends on a panel.
Yeah, that's the best way to hang out with someone, just like in front of a huge crowd of people.
Like just 2,000 people.
Yeah, no big deal.
It's fine.
Good way to get to know each other.
What an icebreaker.
Never too late, right?
But initially, because Eren has so much anger, I was really scared that Bryce would be really angry in person. But he's such a nice guy. So, and the way he gets amped up to play Eren, like I feel like in LA, like having been in LA a few days for Anime Expo now, like in LA, I totally get where your anger comes from.
Right from the traffic. Just get the angry face. Imagine myself on the 405, and that's Eren.
And he's
Why
told,
must you bring that up?
he's told me that like several times. I'm like, the traffic can't be that bad.
Oh,
My
sweet
gosh.
summer
Well,
trip.
and you're here on a holiday weekend with the biggest anime convention in town and pretty much on the West Coast.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're kind of in hell mode right now. Welcome.
Yeah, if I lived here, I would totally have the same anger core you
You'd
have.
be able to pull from that. You just got to come out and visit more so you can dip into that when you need it.
Just that burning, unending rage.
You just listen to a lot of podcasts on your commute.
Yep.
And
It's the one thing that keeps me sane and all.
oh, absolutely.
On
Oh
my
my
morning
God.
commute to and from. Although talking about like kind of getting into character, did you guys do anything different in your approach to these characters for season 2? Because they're growing, even though this takes place over the course of a very short amount of time, they're growing up and changing, and their relationships and dynamics with everyone are changing.
Yeah.
How, in that way, did that affect your guys' performance for this season?
I bit my hand harder.
I was gonna ask. Are you
Yeah.
like method acting?
Seriously,
Okay.
especially like in that last episode, which no one has seen yet, other than Trina has seen some of it. I have not seen the final, everything come together. But I know in studio, I left bruises on my hand. Like I went for it.
You
and,
were actually biting your hand?
yeah.
Oh, jeez.
And I did in season 1, but not like this.
Not like that.
Yeah, oh, you have to be careful.
Nope.
Which reminds me, actually, before we go any further, I'm going to do my obligatory spoiler alert. Guys, we are talking about season 2 as a whole because that is what we have covered on Crunchyroll release. For anybody watching along with the Funimation and the Toonami dub release, you guys might actually want to put a pin in this and come back in a couple weeks once that run has sort of wrapped up and completed. However, those of you who have read ahead in the manga, no manga spoilers. We have a zero tolerance policy at this panel now.
You will be banned.
You guys
You
get
will
manga
be
spoilers.
banned.
You will be banned. You want to test me on this? Go for it.
Don't test me.
No,
Please,
no,
for the love
because
of God,
we're
please
the
don't do
ones
it.
watching the chat. So we're the ones that get spoiled with you going,
she can
test me, bring it on.
Just grab my computer.
I have a 2-0 buffer.
Don't grab the computer, okay? Just tell me. I'll do it. I promise. Seriously, guys, don't make her angry.
See, you're
okay?
the Eren screaming at Titans, and we're the Mikasas going, fine, I'll clean up your mess.
But
All I know is just incoherent screaming
no
from the
joke,
inside.
guys. No joke. I've had kind of a big thing ruined for me already, and we've already discussed at length the various ways we had the Armored and Colossal Titan spoilers ruined for us.
Completely ruined.
So
Bummer.
don't be that guy. Be cool. Just sit back and enjoy the interview podcast.
And for Hassan says, or Katie will find you and beat you. Oh, yes.
She would go all Liam Neeson on you guys.
I have a very particular set of skills.
Come on,
and it will
we
be
gotta at least
amazing.
be professional adjacent here, okay? Jeez. God.
I think we're getting close to that at this point.
True story.
Lord.
Although, okay, so kind of to get back, there were, it's kind of interesting the way this season started. One, again, because it takes place in such a short amount of time, is a very, it's such a condensed sort of,
36 hours.
yeah, that is very short. But then kind of the series throws us for a little bit of a loop by focusing on a set of characters that doesn't relate to our main trio. And we get a lot of development from sort of those ancillary characters that we kind of had an idea about, but they really get fleshed out in this season. And I wanted to go, starting with our guests, go around the table and ask, what was your guys' favorite kind of secondary story development?
Wow.
That's a really good question.
Get it, Megan.
Secondary. So, I mean, I feel like I can't pick just one because I feel like the way season 2 is written, there are so many layers, and there are so many like things that have been dropped, and I know it's an Easter egg, but I don't read ahead in the manga, and neither does Bryce, and I'm like, that's an Easter egg, that's coming back around.
This is foreshadowing.
I know. And so it's like, wait, what does that mean? So I can't pick just one. Do you have just one?
I mean, everything with Ymir was
yeah,
so
of
cool.
course, yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah, so interesting. Wasn't expecting that at all.
No. I think definitely Ymir's storyline, I would say, was even more shocking than the reveal of the Armored and the Colossal Titan, for sure.
Well, it was the only thing in the series that you and I hadn't been spoiled for, because evidently that's from a way later point in the manga than what this season covered. So they grabbed this from recent chapters and threw it in here, and for us it was just like, hang on, what the hell?
I think that's very clever. I think that's very clever of them.
And it also helped as a person who hasn't read the manga, as going from the fact of just speculating all the time, you know, especially you guys know my fiance, he's just theories all over the place. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. But like, it's really cool that we get to sit, watch the show, and just kind of theorize. And then when we saw it, it was just like our jaws were on the floor. I was crying. It was a whole thing, and it's just really cool to see that. Since it's someone that I wasn't even paying attention to at one point, and then made a focal point for that.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
For me, I have to say it's definitely a tie between the relationship between Historia, as we come to know her, and Ymir, and seeing their relationship kind of develop and grow. And then, even though I got spoiled for it, and even though he's bad, like, finding the truth being revealed about the Armored and the Colossal Titan for me is such a huge pivotal thing.
Yeah.
And the way they chose to reveal it, even if you suspected or if it was obvious to you, the way they chose to reveal it was so interesting.
Yeah, I love that. It's just so nonchalant. Like, if that's just like a small thing, what's the big reveal? Like, I can't wait for that. It's so Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Like, I just love it.
Just the camera panning away from them, and then, oh wait, there's something important happening down here. Bring it back. Who's running the spot? Come on.
Like, and the audio's fading out.
Yeah.
I was just so upset because I completely didn't even hear it, and I was just like going through the episode like, oh, everything's fine, and then someone's like, no, seriously, Alexis, please rewind. I was like,
You blink and you miss it.
Yeah, completely. And I was just like, why are you doing this to me?
It was that way in the manga too. Just like little tiny corner panel off to the side. Wait, what?
Well, and again, talking about the way characters get developed, I also really like that they're not just painted as bad guys.
Right.
They are young people who have done something terrible, and they have to deal with the ramifications of it on an insanely personal level.
Yeah.
And the various ways that affects them is extremely interesting to me. So that was my favorite. Also, Reiner happens to be my favorite character, so whatever, it's fine.
Just like Sasha's episode.
Yeah,
I enjoyed the hell out of Sasha.
yeah, me too.
That's definitely one, because it happened so early, it kind of gets overlooked with some of the bigger reveals that come later on. But Sasha's development was also insanely interesting.
Yeah.
And something that's played up for laughs, we actually get kind of a tragic backstory on why she cares about food so much.
Yeah.
Aw, so sweet. I concur. Good pick. So,
Bryce, did we get yours? I don't know if we did.
Oh, Ymir.
Okay.
Yeah, I love all those. Like, I still don't understand fully what's going on with her.
I don't think anyone does.
No,
Yeah.
no.
They gave away just enough to give us a good, like, chunk of the mystery,
Yeah.
but not nearly enough to answer all the questions.
Attack on Titan to me is like Lost. Like, you watch an episode and it just creates two more questions.
Right.
Like, I was very big into Lost, and yeah, it's the same feeling every
I
time.
was too.
But I'm
back in the
expecting
day.
Titan to actually answer those questions.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
We all want them to.
See, and for me, it's Full Metal Alchemist that
you.
way. More so the manga than the original anime. And like, oh, Brotherhood. Boys, the manga was first. Come on. But just like you just keep going, and it's like, wait, the Philosopher's Stone is what? Wait, he's what? Wait, there's what? What?
I like that you went through that whole thing without actually giving anything away.
Yeah, I was really proud
I
of you
had
for a
that
second.
Philosopher's Stone reveal, and then I was called down to family dinner, and I was not an active participant in the conversation that night. We had steak.
You promised you wouldn't bring break me.
I made no such promise. You were just like, well, this is the one recapture where you can't break me because I know everything. And I said, oh, I can still break you. And here we are.
Katie.
That wasn't very nice.
No, it wasn't, but it was funny as hell.
But yeah, you bring up Lost. I was definitely into Lost when it was going through, and I was heartbroken at the fact that none of it panned out. Right. But I do have a lot more faith in Attack on Titan. There seems to be a lot more forethought put into the way the storyline progresses.
Yeah.
So, again, kind of going back to that, do you guys have a favorite behind-the-scenes moment recording for this season?
Oh gosh, do you have one?
Well, this season was very different for me because it was a simuldub. I actually recorded from LA.
Wow.
For season 1, I would fly out to Dallas, and I stayed with Mike McFarland. We would drive to the studio, listen to metal music, so it helped me get into character. You know, it's just a lot of like on the way to the studio, and then for like 8 hours a day. So like that was my experience in season 1. So I didn't have that going into season 2. So it was totally different. Mike was not physically there with me.
Wow.
So I couldn't like look through the glass and see him laughing at me when I screwed up. I would just hear him laughing at me when I screwed up. So yeah, it was totally a different experience. I think one of my favorite moments, and they weren't sort of as light and fun, it was just like the intensity of like going after and trying to get as big as the character was. Like the battles were just so epic.
Yeah.
So like biting my hand with the right intensity, screaming to the right intensity, like it was just challenging and interesting that way.
I think my favorite like behind the scenes moment was watching the final episode and recording for it, because I recorded before Bryce did, and so I saw what the animation was and what Bryce was going to have to do, and I was so excited and so nervous and like just so over the moon about how we were wrapping up the season. And Bryce and I saw each other that weekend at a convention, and I was like, oh, so when do you go in? And I didn't want to be like, how are you even going to do that? Like, what are you going to do? And I didn't want to like stress him out or anything. But I was like, so Tuesday, huh? That's great. Good for you. And then I was so excited. And on Wednesday, I finished recording at the studio like early. And I went straight to the booth, straight to Mike McFarland, the amazing director's booth. And I was like, please play me what Bryce did. And he played it for me. And I immediately like just shut up, which getting me to not talk is a big deal. And like I cried a little bit. Like it's so good. And I'm not just saying that because Bryce is a good friend of mine. Like it is, in all honesty, in my opinion, whatever that's worth, the best dubbing I have ever seen. His work in the final episode is amazing. It's so good. So good.
We actually did make a point when we were covering the final episode for what we're sure you're talking about, the monologue sort of that Eren gets.
Yeah.
Again, if you guys are waiting, go away.
Go, get out of here.
We're talking spoilers. Save yourselves.
But the monologue he gives when they are kind of facing certain death.
Oh my gosh.
It was beautiful, and I think we literally turned to each other and we were like, we cannot wait to hear Bryce deliver that.
It's gonna be so good.
So was there anything in particular that you did to sort of prepare for that moment in particular?
Ooh.
Because holy hell, is that like kind of a pivotal moment for this series?
Because no one's seen it yet, I don't know if I want to jump into like what I went through. I'll give you another story. I'll just change the subject. And this will show you like what I'm talking about, like the level of intensity that I had to get to for this season. So, in the battle between Eren and the Colossal Titan, Eren is raging and like he is just so unhinged. So I would physically unhinge my jaw and deliver lines. So it sounds even gnarlier. Well, in one of the lines, I unhinged my jaw and I bit my tongue. Like straight up bit through my tongue, mouth full of blood. But then Eren was spitting spitting blood on screen, so it sounded awesome because I literally had blood in my mouth. So
Wherever that
Yeah.
booth is, if anybody would like to go and collect some DNA.
I
I'm
feel
sure
bad
it's been
for
bleached at this point.
yeah, whoever came in next was like, "What happened in here? How did they get it on the ceiling?"
Nope, honey bunches of nope. I don't want it.
Oh wait, they were dubbing Attack on Titan. Okay,
Yeah,
that
that
makes
makes
so
more sense.
much sense.
Say no more.
I'm stuck on the fact that you can unhinge your jaw.
Yeah, just
Please
kinda
don't do it.
I like that you were
I wasn't
about
asking you to volunteer. I'm just kind of like, damn, like a snake.
I mean, I can kind of do it. I'm not
No.
gonna do it. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm
it,
just saying I can. The martial artist jaw, man.
Yeah, I've been punched in the face a few times, so it happens.
It's not my fault.
That's the key. Just years and years of martial arts training. Continual
That and also I want to take a giant pizza and just like unhinge my jaw and eat it.
Well, I guess this kind of goes into my next question, which was I assume that this was probably the most difficult, but what was the most difficult moment behind the scenes?
The most difficult for you?
Yeah, that final
Unhinging
that-
your jaw.
Unhinging. Yeah, actually, the final sort of scene was more difficult than unhinging my jaw and chomping down on my tongue.
I imagine the lip syncing alone for that moment must have been really tough.
Yeah, it really was.
They animated it slightly different.
One
Yeah.
challenge was we couldn't fit all the lines on the screen of my script because all the scripts are digital now. I don't have a paper script. So Mike's like, well, you're not going to be able to see everything you say. So good luck. So that was challenging. And I definitely recorded it as a run. So like normally when you're dubbing, you go line by line. But there were about, 15 or 20 lines that I just kind of went for. And I think that's what Mike kept.
It's so good. I have a degree in composition in English. Like I have lots of words, and the only thing I can say about it is so good. I called Bryce that night and I was like, Bryce, bro, so good.
It was 20 minutes. I'm like, keep going, keep going.
And he was like, thank you. And I was like, no, really though, so good. I don't have any other words. It's just so good. Yeah, that was whatever you went through. Totally worth it, bro. Totally worth it. It's so good.
But is it so good?
It is so good. I'm saying, man, like it is so good. I think that was my most difficult scene to record too, but not because it was that challenging. Like it was definitely challenging for Mikasa to be in that space emotionally and make the decision to say what she said in that moment. But it was also like nerve-wracking because I was like, Bryce has to do what? It's crazy.
Yeah, and you went first, so you had no idea what I was going to do.
I was so scared. I was like, what's going to happen? Like, and it's such a pivotal moment, and it's emotionally charged, and the plot is supercharged there, and it just puts a bow on the entire season. It's so good, you guys. It's so good. I'm stressed out about it. It's so good. It's so good.
Bryce, did you get to hear Trina's half of the scene beforehand?
I did, yeah. So I got to play off of Trina. It's really whoever goes first gets to play off each other. So in that case, I got to play off your awesome performance also,
God, it
which
would've-
is so good too.
Oh.
So that just helps to build mine up too.
Oh my gosh! If I had heard yours before, like if
Yeah,
I
that's
had,
gonna be my question.
if you had recorded first, I would have been like, "All right, I'm done.
Game over, guys.
Like,
Game
I
over,
can't do
man.
anything. I can't make that better. So good.
Well,
So good.
how about for you, Trina? What was the most challenging bit for you? Because Mikasa has gone through
Yes.
a huge
Yeah.
emotional journey in this season.
I think the most challenging part about playing Mikasa this season is figuring out and tracking her growth as a character, as a person, as a comrade to not only Eren and Armin, but now the Scout Regiment as well. Like there's certainly more of like a team sort of feeling. I think just figuring out her trajectory as we went through, and because Mike is so brilliant, he helped me a lot in where she was going emotionally and mentally, and putting that through. So I think that was the most challenging, just figuring out how to stay true to her core as a character, which is like, on the outside she looks super tough and she's a great fighter and she's very cold and whatever. But all of that is because she is so vulnerable. all of that is because at her core there is so much, she is so fragile. And so continuing with the core of her character and adding these other elements, and then the final scene and everything else in the last episode, it was a journey that was challenging.
Yeah, and even building up to that, all throughout the season, she has to kind of ask herself who is important to her and what is important to her, especially as their notions of who they can trust are constantly being challenged. And even when she knows for a fact that there are two people who are without a doubt going to take away people she cares about, she still has trouble. She still has trouble actually doing what needs to be done. And some would say that's because like she like there's such an emotional connection there, even to people who are kind of ancillary on their team. But at the same time, she's like, she hates herself for like not being able to kill Berthold and Reiner when she had the chance. And we kind of see how that affects her as the season goes on as well.
It was so interesting to be, because in season 1, Mika says like super black and white. It's like, Eren's going to do something stupid. I'm going to ask him not to do something stupid.
He's going to do it anyway. And then I'm going to pick up the pieces.
Armin's going to scream, Eren, no! Always going to happen.
That's like the summation of season 1.
That was all of season 1, like
Totally.
just in a nutshell. And I think that's why I loved her even more, because I kind of related to her as an older sister, you know, not like major things, but like, just this season, I felt like I really connected with her this time just because of the turmoil that she was having within herself as she's also trying to battle the people that she loves. It's insane. Like, I actually don't have words for that, but like it felt like I was with her the entire time for that journey.
I feel like I feel like her emotional growth this season far exceeded anything. And so like if she grows any more emotionally, like they're gonna have to start hiring therapists. Like, she's gonna need to talk to somebody, you know. I mean, she's a deadly weapon. Like, talk to somebody, lady. So
I mean, how many episodes
therapy exists in this world?
I don't know. I feel like there are a ton of like
doubt it.
super educated people in the world.
If they are, they're in the church, and that's a problem.
That's how we got here.
That is how we got here.
I'm just saying.
Oh gosh, like that's talking about the church, not even getting into all of the questions we have regarding the Order of the Wall. And since we know for a fact that people are titans, like how this society came to be, it's frustrating to say the least.
At least there's only a year until you get some answers.
So what was this? 4?
yeah.
4
It was like 3 years, definitely. Maybe 2.5 from the release of the dub.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's been at least 3 years. At least I'm doing the math now because this was my first AfterBuzz show, and I've been on 3 seasons of Arrow. It's been at least 3 years.
Holy crap!
I know, right?
time is so weird.
Don't even get me
To get slightly back on topic, we've had a few questions from the chat, and I think my favorite that I want to throw at Trina
thank God
right
you're
now
gonna ask that
is
now.
from Andrew Fedge. What did you think of the stare off with Berthold?
I brought up the concussed thing. I had to bring it up.
So good. It is like Mike was like, just brace yourself, but because when you record the dub, right, you watch the scene in Japanese first, and so he played it. I was like, whoa, dude! I think you even talked about it when we were in Vegas, the hand situation.
What do you mean the hand
Are we talking-
situation?
Looking through the
the
hand of the
Oh,
hammer.
yeah.
And she's like, I see you. I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you. Yeah.
It's a horror movie scene.
Yeah.
It's basically what it is because
Oh.
Berthold is the last girl locking herself in the basement with just that gap between the boards.
Yeah.
And Mikasa is the serial killer with the knife going, I know you're in there. Except it's kind of backwards because one of them has a higher body count.
Yeah, and that's the reason why. Not the reason why, but I love that's why her and I get so along together as characters.
High body
because-
counts?
I haven't gotten there yet. But my brothers are watching the show now, and they got to that part, and they're like, oh my God, it's our sister. And I was like, you're welcome.
Because they recognize the death glare.
yeah,
That's
totally.
fair.
You're like, oh, there it is. Okay, we get it now. I'm sorry.
I love. My brothers are watching the show as well too, and they have not read the manga and they have not been watching the Japanese release, so they're enjoying it as the English ones come out too. So,
Awesome.
That's super cool.
And my little brother, he watched the first season in Japanese, so actually this is his introduction to the English cast, watching it week to week. So he's
Cool.
enjoying it quite a bit.
That is really awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, to kind of getting back to to this, we
murder.
We do the murder. We had a lot, and again, we don't want to. If you haven't watched yet, go away.
Why do you keep saying that? They're all gone. They've left.
Because I don't want anyone messaging me going, you ruined it. Talking about, we actually had a lengthy discussion when we covered the season finale about what we thought of where Eren and Mikasa's relationship is when we get to the end of this season, because there is a moment that can be interpreted as kind of an almost kiss.
Oh,
and
boy.
we had a lot of mixed feelings on that based on a lot of the conversations actually that we've had with you guys, the cast, with the voice director, Mike McFarland. We've always interpreted their relationship more as a brother-sister relationship.
Yeah.
So the idea that the show would be leaning more towards a romantic angle didn't necessarily sit right with us, but a lot of people were really excited for it, and we wanted to get your guys, not to be controversial, but what were your guys' takes on it? Were you aware a little bit earlier on that that's kind of where we were going to be going, or are you guys like, nah, this is news to me? When did this happen?
Yeah, I'm still not sure that it's going to go in that direction. I mean, I've always played it as they were brother and sister, and there's this true, like, authentic love for each other, but it's more of, like, a familial love. Like, the three of them with Armin, they all love each other as, like, a family.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So I don't know if it's leaning towards romantic or not. I mean,
You really don't?
I'm not sure.
I don't know if Eren does.
Aaron's unaware.
So I'm very glad you brought that up. It makes so much sense now.
I think you're just trying to avoid the Twitter backlash.
I'm just on the same page as Aaron going through this story.
He's like, I don't know what's going on.
Screaming, unhinging my jaw, biting
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
hand.
Kill.
Confused.
I have a one-track mind right now, okay?
The 405.
Yeah.
The worst track.
So with Mikasa growing throughout the season, I mean, a lot of her job this season was to try and get you back. Like, where are you going? Why are you leaving? We're like really close. Why are you going with that girl?
I didn't give you permission.
I didn't say that was cool. But no, like I think initially, especially in season 1, it was super familial, and it was, you know, the adopted family of Eren and Armin and Mikasa, and just keeping everyone alive and like not letting Eren do the stupid
Romance
thing.
sort of takes a back seat
Yeah.
when you're
Yeah.
dealing with a life or death situation.
Right. But in that last scene, it was Mikasa coming to terms with the fact, because the whole world is falling apart, and, you know, Armin is just over in the corner, like, waving his little
Directing your traffic. That's what he's doing. It's like, yes.
It's holy water. He's blessing us.
Titans are
Armin
falling
compels
from the
you.
sky. It's mass hysteria.
But it all stops. Like, everything just stops and falls away, and she's just there with him, and there's, like, I think it's this time, and she, like, I think as a character, she kind of had feelings, and then was like, no, we're just brother and sister, like, it's totally cool. But I think at that moment, when everything stops, and she is no longer worried about anything except for him, and in that moment, and she's not like, I'm going to kill that, or I'm going to go save this person, or I'm going to, you know.
There's not a mission right now.
It's the only thing she wants to say is thank you. And she just wants to console and comfort this person that she cares so much about. And I think that it's her saying, like, I've been wanting to say this for a while. Which, by the way, I was working up to all season. Like, it's shocking. but no, it it was a really poignant moment, and like when I first watched it, I was like, oh my god, they're gonna kiss, they're gonna kiss, and I think I even said that. I think Mike might have recorded it. He's like,
I need this on the blooper reel. Mike, if you're listening, I need it in my life. I need it as my ringtone.
When the Blu-ray comes out, if that's not there, I'm gonna be real disappointed.
I just need my phone to scream, oh my god, they're gonna kiss every time I get a text.
I'm just gonna text you over and over and over.
It was really cool. And at AX today, one of the producers was saying about that scene, like they really wanted her to be the most beautiful, and so they asked the animators to draw her in such a way that she was super feminine and like not at all like if you look at it, like her lines even on her face are softer, and it's just such a really poignant moment. And you know, because Eren is Eren, she's like, I thank you for this and thank you for that and thank you for this, and like the culmination is a piece of clothing that she got from him that means so much. I could talk about it for a long time, but by saying thank you for the scarf and him saying I'll always, like figuratively or metaphorically, wrap you in a scarf. It's like this moment where even though he doesn't fully comprehend what she just said, no offense, bro.
In Eren fashion.
Like, in true Eren fashion. Yeah. Like, he's like, you know what? Like, I am here for you, and we are a team, and everything else. And she's like, so we're not gonna kiss? Or?
I mean, this could be the last chance that either of us have, and you're gonna, okay, cool.
All right, that's fine. I guess
That's pretty much what I expected.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, it's a great scene, and I actually do like that you didn't know.
Just whoop.
We're about to die. What are you talking about?
Dude, after recording what you recorded, there's no way I would have picked up on anything. If Eren was going through that moment, like, and then that happened, like, but even your response is so good, dude. It's like, it's just really good.
I can't wait for everyone to see it.
Yeah. So now that we're all hyped for the
It's a beautiful bookend
because it's
too.
so good.
It's because at the very beginning of the season, she's mending this scarf that has seen more wear and tear probably than any other article of clothing that she has. And he goes like, "I'll get you another one. It's not a big deal." And she's like, "No, I'm good.
I like this one.
Yeah, this one's fine.
This one's totally fine." So it's a wonderful bookend that at the end of the season, he's like, anytime you want, I will be more than happy to wrap you in that scarf. So
cute.
And then tears.
Yeah. Even if we don't ship it, like, oh my goodness.
It was so nice.
It's so beautiful.
It's so good.
We bonded at the Murder
good.
Ranch, so I'm keeping it.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and take a real quick moment since we are running short on time. Really quick, guys, if you have any other questions for our wonderful guest, we're on a little bit of a delay. Let us know right now. I want to talk to you guys really quickly about iTunes. Folks, thank you so much to everybody who's gone to iTunes to rate, subscribe, leave a comment. We love hearing from you, and it is the best way to let our producers know that you guys like the show that we're putting on. Keeps the lights on here. It keeps us at these fancy desks. And if you guys do leave a comment, we will give a shout out on the show. We don't have any new ones from the last time we were on. Nope. But guys, all throughout the hiatus, go ahead, leave a comment, and let us know. You will get a shout out when we return.
Yes.
So thank you guys so much. Really quick, before we head out, you guys have some upcoming projects that I know you guys are excited to talk about. Who wants to go first?
Oh, give him
I'll go first. So I'm part of this web series called Confessionals. Yeah, and it's super fun. I think of myself as a voice actor. So I'm not in front of the camera very often, and this was my opportunity to jump in front of the camera. And I had a great time doing it. So Confessionals is all about voice actors going to conventions, and I play the twin of Shermie Lee, which is really funny. And my character's name
joke has gone.
Yes, it's gone on. It was written on purpose into the web series.
John, I see what you did there.
Thank you, John. Thank you for that. We're all very happy.
My character's name is Reese Babinflock. So It's amazing.
Thanks again, John.
Thank
we
you, John.
really needed that.
So if
that's
you guys
magical.
out there have not heard of Confessionals, episodes 1 and 2 are on YouTube, and the remainder of the episodes are on this group on Facebook called Anime Unlocked. So if you're not a member there, you should go join because Confessionals is awesome.
And Anime Unlocked is amazing.
Yeah, it's a really great group. Working with a bunch of other voice actors there to kind of collaborate and create some new content. So it's really fun. If you guys out there aren't a member, go join and check it out.
Yes, it's on Facebook.
Yes,
Yes.
Facebook.
It's on
Yes.
Facebook and also unlockedofficial.com if you want to
Yes.
check out their official website. So that's good to go. Trina, do
So,
you have some upcoming projects
I
you're excited about?
But are you excited?
No, it's so good.
It's so good.
So good.
It's not as good as what I mean. It's great, but it's it is. It's very good. It's called Monster Hunter. I've been working on it for a few months now. It's so fun. I don't know why I'm using so much. It's a really fun show. It's directed by the amazing Chris George, and it's just really fun and silly, and it's great that I can show like little kids my work now. No, Auntie Trina really does this. Like, this one you can watch. Yeah, so I love Monster Hunter. And, you know, Attack on Titan Season 2 is out, and the dubs will be up really shortly
Really
after.
soon.
Yeah, so in the next couple of weeks, you can watch it on FunimationNow.com, both the subbed and the dubbed. And, yeah, I mean, I have a few other things coming up, but it's
NDAs.
yeah, I know. Right?
Yeah,
I was like,
Those
So
cursed
tough.
NDAs.
but yeah, I mean, Anime Unlocked, I can't talk highly enough about. Like, there's so many people. It's so much easier to access people and to get access to voice actors and to be able to chat with people. And it's a great forum. I really
Yeah.
like it. And the content is amazing.
Yeah, some really fun stuff happening.
Well, if Confessionals is anything to go by, then yeah, a lot of fun stuff to look forward to.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Do we have any final thoughts or questions from the live chat?
The chat's just kind of losing its mind and having a grand old time, as they usually do. I think my favorite comment is, little kids have seen Attack on Titan, Trina. They have.
I mean, it's
Accept
true.
it.
It's
They
true.
have,
Yeah.
and that's
So
crazy.
upsetting.
And we had so many comments at the beginning about the pig. Like, people
I know, they were like, Alexis, what is that? Is it really from that? And I was like, yes, it is.
Trina went to Anime Expo and brought me this. This is Hawk from Seven Deadly Sins.
I just finished that, by the way.
Yeah,
it's
it's so
amazing.
So fun. And actually, I play Meliodas, and my Japanese counterpart that plays Eren also plays Meliodas. So very, very cool.
Awesome.
Amazing.
So Hawk is just hanging out with us tonight.
It's pretty neat.
Yay! Thank you, Trina.
cross promotion.
I know, I love it.
Do you guys have any highlights from AX that you want to share with the crowd?
I think my biggest highlight was getting to meet the Japanese counterpart who plays Mikasa.
Oh,
That was amazing.
awesome.
She's,
So cool.
She's a very nice lady and so tiny. She's so cute. Like, I never fully understood the term kawaii until I met her. I was like, oh, I just want to like put you in my pocket and take you home. You're just so cute. Will you be my spirit animal? That was amazing. And just being out in LA and getting to see my good friends out here and have dinner with them and hang out and see baby Ella. Like, it's been the jam. Yeah.
Yeah, I was busy this year, so I did not go to AX. I had baby time, which was amazing.
Yeah.
But maybe next year I'll hang out at AX.
Father-daughter time is important.
It is.
Well, guys, all right. I think it's getting to that time where we're wrapping up. Final thoughts on season 2. Let's start with you, Alexis.
Oh, God, you always have to start with me.
Yeah,
What
putting you on the spot.
Why? Pretty much just, I think it was not as much as an emotional roller coaster as it was for you, but I think that this is definitely my favorite season out of the 2 so far, and I cannot wait, even though thank God it's only a year, for the next season, for sure.
If they had made us wait another 3 years, I
can't.
would have.
Oh.
I would have been like, "Well, good game, everyone."
Flip the table.
The world may not exist in another 3 years. Come on.
Technically, Fast fasten the table to the ground.
So you couldn't flip it?
all the time, and I can't anymore. I get in trouble. All the
They
time.
were like, no, we can't have that.
Yeah.
How about you, Katie?
I am actually quite thrilled that we got rid of the slideshow aspect of things and replaced it with 3D animation. I feel in terms of animation budgets and where it should go, like, that I liked. It didn't always, you could usually tell when it was there, but it was definitely better than the slideshow bit. And yes, that absolutely stood out to me into this because you can't hang out with artists and animators and not pick up on every single thing. Like, I'm trained at this point. Yeah. I enjoyed it. I think I will enjoy season 3 more when I am back in the wilds.
Sure.
I mean, again, kind of season 3 will be uncharted territory for us because we stopped reading the manga at that point.
Now we're on the same
Except
page.
for the people who have spoiled us, which quit that.
Yeah, cut it out.
Keep it out of the comments. Chat has been really good tonight. We love you all. Keep it out of the comments.
Give them the Mikasa eyes. That'll, yeah, there you go.
Just letterbox me.
And then you gotta shake a little.
You know that's going to be a meme before the night is out.
Yeah, I am expecting that to be a GIF on Twitter before the night is out. Come on, guys. Work with me here.
But for me, season 2 as a whole, it's such an interesting the entire thing. Again, it takes place in such a short amount of time.
36 hours.
Like between that and the attack of the female Titan, like. This has been a lot happening to our characters in a very short amount of time. And I feel like season 3 is going to be dealing with the fallout a little bit, for emotionally speaking.
Oh, yeah.
But for what season 2 is, it was a freaking roller coaster, and I mean that in every sense of the word, in terms of the emotional ups and downs and the intensity of the speed in which it went. Something Attack on Titan has always done well. It doesn't waste time. It's like, we don't have time for that. Forget, like, we're not gonna have 50 episodes of a training montage where somebody learns a lesson. No, like, there's a lot of plot to get through in a short amount of time, and I've always appreciated that, and I love the team change. I love that by the time we end things, everybody's kind of on a different place on the chessboard, and it'll be very interesting to see how all that shakes out.
Connie's in hell.
We didn't even talk about that.
Because his life sucks. Welcome home. Oh, God.
Poor Connie.
I want to give that poor boy a hug.
How about you guys? Any final thoughts on season 2?
I just love that, I was surprised again. I didn't think that Eren could get more intense, and he did. So it was really fun to do that. And I love the battles. Like, there was authentic jujitsu this season. Like,
Oh yeah, I noticed. It was beautiful.
I've been doing more jujitsu. Like, I spend mornings getting choked out, and when that happened in the battle, I was like, I just learned that. It's real. This is awesome.
And that must have been so fun for you too, because for one, on a character standpoint, it's Eren actually thinking strategically as opposed to just attacking with raw emotion. And then also too, your martial arts background. So that must have been so much fun.
It was really fun. I think that is my favorite episode of all of Attack on Titan.
Oh, wow.
That
Season
battle.
1 and 2?
Season 1
Nice.
and 2, yeah.
Nice.
And I think it's gnarly that I bit my tongue that time. And it sounds amazing.
Why do you do this to me? What is happening to me?
It's so upsetting.
That's what happens when you go into it thinking you cannot be broken.
I try, okay? It's been a theme for all the anime shows that we've been doing. It's
How about you, Trina?
I
Final
regret
thoughts?
nothing.
Final thoughts for season 2. I think I just want to take a minute to just speak for Bryce too, because I'm a jerk.
Go ahead. You do it anyways, even if you don't.
I mean, we're both. I know, because we've talked about it several times and over the years, but we're both just so grateful to our fans, and we're so grateful to you guys and for people that watch it and that love it as much as we do, because I know everyone worked really hard on this show, and it's a certain, it's definitely a labor of love, and we all love it, and we all work really hard, and just to be able to meet fans at conventions and to be able to talk to people like you guys that are so passionate like we are is just really gratifying, and it makes us like, it totally humbles us, and it's really amazing. And so just gratitude, like at the end of season 2, I just want to express a lot of gratitude, because it's really awesome to know that we're not going insane.
Well, you might be, but we're still here.
We're here for you, though.
We are.
Bryce did leave that booth a bloody mess. Well,
I was here for DBZ recordings. I thought we were over. And then there's this.
Well, I think as fans, and I don't want to speak for the panel necessarily, but as fans, we can't thank you guys enough for the hard work that you guys put into the show, and that all the people behind the scenes, the writers, the directors, everybody gives it. From my understanding, just having very brief talks with everybody gives this show 110%.
Absolutely.
And I think we as fans can't express enough our gratitude for that. So thank you guys.
Oh, it's a whole room of love.
Yay!
Thank you guys. And thank you guys so much for taking the time to join us. I'm so happy that we got you both in studio.
Never happen.
Thank you so much. Starting with Bryce, where can people go if they want to keep up with you?
They can follow me at Twitter and Instagram at Bryce Papenbrook, and on Facebook at Actor Bryce Papenbrook.
Awesome. Trina?
If you would like to follow me on Facebook, I am Trina Nishimura. On Twitter, I am Trina Nishimura. And on Instagram, I'm Trina Nish. The name's long, bro.
Well, again, thank you guys so much for taking the time to join us. It was an absolute ball getting to talk to you guys.
Thanks,
Thanks
guys.
again. Katie, where can people go?
You can follow me all over the social medias and on YouTube at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. I'm on a bunch of shows. They're all off next week. So you'll see us again the week after for Robots in Disguise and for Turn, both on Tuesdays. Also, we're going to be at RTX this weekend. We have a panel. It's going to be super fun. So if you're there, come say hi.
Alexis.
You guys can find me all over the interwebs at atorres890. That's ATORRES 890. All my shows are actually kind of ending right now, besides obviously Robots in Disguise on Tuesdays. Sense8 is the season finale on Mondays.
You get a movie. You get a 2-hour movie.
I know, but it's... and obviously I'm on, if you love Star Wars, we do Jedi Alliance on our sister network, Popcorn Talk. It's just going to be me and Michael. Mark is gone, clearly, for the...
yeah, he's with us.
We're stealing him for a weekend.
I'm stealing his podcast. Deal with it. Also, you guys requested, I am doing wedding vlogs since it's the last 35 days before the wedding, and you guys get to see me going crazy trying to do this Lord of the Rings themed wedding. Holy crap. I love you all.
Sadly, Emma Fife could not join us tonight because she is rocking it at AX. Be sure to follow her on Twitter and all of the social medias at Emma Fife to check out all of the awesome AX live stream coverage that she did. So much fun. I'm Megan Salinas. You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at TheMenguin. That's TheMenguin. I am also on a bunch of shows here at AfterBuzz. I'll be down at RTX most of the week. Super excited about that. I also write articles for The Movie Chick. That's Chick with 2 Ks. Be sure to check those out. Be sure to also check out the latest episode of the Shadow Radio Recreation where I do the voice of Margot Lane. Thank you guys so much to everybody who tuned in on the live chat. Thank you again to our very special guests.
Yay!
We will see you all for season 3.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Yes!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.